Hello students, welcome to first PUC online classes. In the last chapter, motion in a straight line, there only discuss the rectilinear motion, I mean straight line motion of the body. There in the previous chapter, we have studied about the distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration and uniform acceleration and equations of motions for uniform acceleration. Now in this chapter, let us take the new chapter. The chapter is motion in a plane. Let us start the motion in a plane, and in this chapter what we are going to study. Let us see one by one. New chapter is motion in a plane. Motion in a plane. The new chapter, right? In this chapter, students, mainly we are discussing about the vectors and the properties of vectors. So already we have no concept of the vector. In the previous class we defined the concept of the vector. Then let us see in this chapter one by one concept we will learn. First of all, let us take what is meant by motion in a plane. Motion in a plane, I mean motion in a plane means two-dimensional motion directly. In the previous chapter, what we have studied? We have studied about motion in straight line. Now in this chapter, what we will study? Motion in a plane. Then what is the motion in a plane? Definition of motion in a plane or two-dimensional motion directly. See here, one-dimensional motion means the motion of a body along one coordinate. One coordinate means either along x-axis, y-axis or z-axis, right? Motion in a plane means the motion of object along two coordinates. What that is? The motion of object along two coordinates is called as motion in a plane. Shall I define here? Motion in a plane. See here. The motion of object or motion of a body. Motion of a body along two coordinates is called as motion in a plane. Motion in a plane, right? Or motion in a plane also called as two-dimensional motion. Two coordinates mean motion of a body along two coordinates. Two coordinates mean either the object is moving along xy axis, either the object is moving along xz axis, right? Either the object is moving along yz axis. I mean two-dimensional means the object must be moving along two axes, that is along x-axis or y-axis, right? Then what are the examples for motion in a plane? Let us take a body. The body is moving along circular path. How this is? See here. Let us take, this is a particle. This particle moving along circular path. Actually, in what direction objects are moving? In this plane. Shall I take here? In this plane, this is the y-axis. Shall I call this the y-axis? And what about this? This is the x-axis. We can call this is the x-axis. This is nothing but the y-axis. And how the particle moving? This particle moving in a straight line path. Now here students, what happened? The object is moving in circular path along y-axis side, x-axis side, y-axis. This we are calling two-dimensional motion. Or let us take a cricketer that throws the ball. Then what motion it is? It is a one-dimensional motion or two-dimensional motion? Consider your students. So let us take again. I will take. See here. This is again x-axis. What you can call y-axis. Right. This is nothing but the origin point. From this origin point, let us take a cricket ball is throwing from this point. How the cricket ball can reach? The cricket ball can go like this. Right? How the object goes? Object goes along x-axis and y-axis. I mean This motion we are calling projectile motion. We will learn in the upcoming classes. Hence here, what they say, this is a circular motion. Then what can you call example for motion in a plane? The circular motion and projectile motion, or examples for motion in two-dimensional or motion in a plane. Right? After this, let us take the one more physical term. That is physical quantity. Physical quantity. Physical quantity. Already we have learned in the bridge course. Physical quantity. ಭೌತಿಕ ಪರಿಮಾಣ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Physical quantity mean any quantity can be measured. Mass can be measured, length can be measured, time can be measured, electric current can be measured, luminous intensity can be measured. Right? What is physical quantity? The quantity which can be measured, that quantity we are calling physical quantity. How to define here? The quantity which can measure is called as physical quantity. Is called as physical quantity. Right? ಯಾವ ಪರಿಮಾಣನ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಭೌತಿಕ ಪರಿಮಾಣ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದಿಸ್ ದ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಟರ್ಮ್, ಸ್ಕೇಲಾರ್. Right? Scalar mean what? Scalar quantity, vector quantity we are calling scalar quantity. Scalar mean any physical quantity which has only magnitude but not having particular direction, that we are calling scalar quantity. What is scalar quantity, students? Any physical quantity which has only magnitude, this we are calling scalar quantity. Magnitude mean mass is 20 gram, mass can be 30 gram, time is 2 seconds, 1 hour. Here 1 hour, 2 hour, 20 gram, 30 gram, all these are magnitudes. But the mass, the time doesn't have any direction. Organic length also, length is measured in meter. 20 meter we are calling 30 meter, 40 meter, 50 meter, 120 meter, like this. Right? Then what you can call, all these are nothing but magnitudes. Time has no magnitude. Time has the magnitude but not having particular direction. Right? Length having magnitude like 20 meter, 30 meter, 40 meter, 100 meter, 150 meter, 500 meter, like this. All these are magnitudes. Scalar quantity mean any physical quantity which has only magnitude is called as scalar quantity. Shall I take here? The physical quantity which has magnitude only, which has magnitude only, is called as scalars. Is called as scalars. Shall I take examples for scalar, students? See here, what you can call example? Mass has a 20 gram, 1 kg, 2 kg, 1 ton, like this. Mass. Time you can call, right? Again, length you can call, length or distance you can call, right? One more physical, electric current, etc. All these are examples for scalar quantity. Scalar mean any physical quantity which has only magnitude. Right, students, here. Then when the scalar quantity can changes? Scalar quantity can changes only its magnitude changes. Magnitude mean if 20 kg changes to 30 kg, then magnitude changes. 40 kg changes to 10 kg, then magnitude changes. 20 meter changes to 10 meter, then magnitude changes. I mean, scalar quantity can changes only when magnitude changes. And the scalar quantity does not depends on its direction. Simply scalar mean what? Any physical quantity which has no direction but has magnitude. Right? This we are calling scalar quantity. And the scalar quantity can be represented by small letters, one thing. And the scalar quantity can be added by simple algebra. Simple algebra mean, so 2 plus 2, 4 you can add. Or you can subtract easily. 4 minus 2, you can 2 can call directly. I mean, addition and subtraction of the scalar quantity can be done by simple algebra. And the scalar quantity can be represented by small letters, already I say. Right? Remember concept of scalar quantity. After this, students, after this, let us take one more physical quantity. This we are calling vector. Vector mean what? The physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction. The physical quantity which has both a magnitude and direction is called as vector quantity. Shall I call here? The physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction. Which has both magnitude and direction. Both magnitude and direction. Direction is called as vectors. Right? What you can give the example for vectors? See here, displacement is a vector quantity, velocity is a vector quantity, acceleration is a vector quantity. Right or wrong, students? And one more is there, angular momentum you can call it is a vector quantity. Right? Linear momentum, it is a vector quantity. I mean, any physical quantity has both magnitude and direction, that we are calling vector quantity. Shall I take the example here? See here, displacement we can call it is a vector quantity. Velocity, it is a vector quantity. And you can call force is a vector quantity, etc. you can call. I mean, any quantity has both magnitude and direction, that we are calling vector quantity. Then how the vector can be represented? Representation of vectors, that we will see now. Right? Next concept is representation of vector. Right? Look at me. Representation of vector. Representation of vector. Right, students? What we said? Any physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction is called as vector quantity. How to represent? Generally, a vector can be represented by a straight line with arrowhead. How this is? See here. Let us say this is one vector we can call. Vector means you can take the displacement, you can take the acceleration, you can take the force, you can take angular momentum, or you can take any vector you can take. Right? Shall I take? This is one vector. Vector I can call. See here, the vector, how this is? The vector equal to AB. Vector equal to AB. And this one is nothing but the P vector. P vector. This is representation of vector. In this representation, this represent the tail of the vector. This represent tail. What we can call? This is nothing but tail of the vector. Tail we can call it. And this one represent head of the vector. Head of the vector. Right. Then in this case, let us take the particle moving along x-axis with velocity I can call. Shall I take this velocity? This velocity I can call 30 meters per second. Velocity is a vector quantity. How to represent magnitude of vector and how to represent direction of vector? It is important here because vector has both magnitude and direction. Are you following me? See here how to say then here. In this case, AB represent length. Length means magnitude of vector. What this is? AB represent magnitude of the vector. And the arrowhead that represent direction of vector. Are you following what I am going to say? AB represent the magnitude of the vector, arrowhead represent direction of vector. In this case, AB is a vector. How to represent? AB is a vector. It is represented by P. AB is a vector represented by P. P equal to how much here? P equal to 30 meters per second. Right? I mean, any vector can be represented by its length. Length represent how much magnitude. Magnitude may be 30 meters per second if it is velocity. If it is acceleration, then it is maybe 30 meters per second square. If it is length, then it may be 30 meters like this. Magnitude means represented by this line, and direction can be represented by arrow vector. See here, we said that scalar quantity can changes only when magnitude changes, right? But what about vector? Vector can change either when magnitude change or direction change. Are you following what I am going to say? Vector will be changed either magnitude changes or direction changes. In both cases it is possible. Directly, when magnitude changes, vector changes, and if direction changes, then also vector will change. Directly, when magnitude and direction both changes, then vector will change. And see here, any vector can be represented by capital letter. Capital letter means either it is represented by P with arrowhead, P, right? Either you can represent by M with arrowhead, right? Either you can represent by R, arrowhead. Any vector can be represented by capital letter with arrowhead. This represents it is a vector, right? Then how to add the vector? We said in few minutes back, scalar quantity can be added by simple algebra like addition and subtraction. But students, vector quantity should not added by simple algebra. To add the vector, special process are there. Actually, 4 methods are there to add the vectors and to subtract the vector. One is triangle of addition of vector, parallelogram law of addition of vector, and the third one is polygon law of addition of vector. There are some methods to add the vectors. How to add the vector, how to subtract the vector, how to multiply the vector. That we'll see in the upcoming classes. Simply, vector quantity could not added by simple algebra. Doesn't added by simple algebra. This is what concern to vector. By noting all these points, we can make the difference between scalar and vector. Difference between scalar and vectors. Now we will see the difference between scalars and vectors. Right? See here. Shall I go directly? Look at me. Any vector can be represented by what quantity? Either P quantity, either M quantity, either R quantity with arrow mark. Right? Remember this point. Now let us take difference between scalars and vectors. Difference between scalars and vectors. Difference between scalars and vectors. I will make two columns. In one column we will take scalar. In another column we will take vector. Right? See here. Shall I go here directly? I will write here vector. Now look at it. We can make the few difference between scalars and vectors. Right. See here, first the difference you can make in between scalars and vectors. You can make the difference by making the definition of scalars and vectors. Here what is scalar? The scalar quantity which has only magnitude but not having direction. This we are calling scalar. Shall I write here? The physical quantity which has only magnitude, is called as scalars. Right? Then what about vector? Here what is vector? The physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction is called as vector. The physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction. Is called as vectors. This is the first difference. Second difference you can make. Scalar can be changes only when magnitude changes. It is change only when its magnitude changes. But what about vector? Vector will change either change in magnitude or change in direction. Or when both changes, then also vector changes. Right? See here, it changes. Either magnitude, direction, or both changes. It changes either change in magnitude or change in direction, or both magnitude and direction changes, then vector change. It changes either change in magnitude, direction, or both changes. Both magnitude and direction changes. Shall I take? It is change either change in magnitude, direction, or both. Next, third one. Scalar quantity can be added by simple algebra. Go to that. Scalar quantity can add by simple algebra. simple algebra. But what about vectors? Vector cannot add. Add by simple algebra. Right? One more difference we can make. Scalar quantity can be represented by small letters like small a, small b, small c, small d, from a to z small letters. Right? Scalar quantity can be represented. It can be represented. It can be represented by small letters. Then what about vector? Vector can be represented by capital letters or bold letters. Right? It can be represented by capital letters. Right? So these are what few difference between scalars and vectors. What we have studied today: motion in a plane, physical quantity, scalars, vectors, and difference between scalars and vectors. The remaining concept concerned to vectors, types of vectors, that we'll see in the next class. Thank you, students.